Hello and welcome to my Chord Cup Explained video updated for 2024. So what is Chord Cup? Chord Cup is a twice a year 1v1 Mindtip tournament held every March and September. It is played on Mnsw.pro and involves players trying to beat a predetermined set of Mindtip boards before their opponent. Each match has players playing the same set of boards to be fair, and all the games are set to require no guessing to reduce the impact variance has on the games. Many of the world's best players participate in the events, and each event rewards cash prizes and in-game currency from Mnsw.online, both donated by generous members of the community for each event. So, how to sign up for the events. Each event has a page on Challonge that you can go to sign up. As of the making of this video, the next one will be Chord Cup 6, set to happen later this month, which you can still sign up for right now. If you want to know about future events, you can check the Chord Cup Discord for any posts and info about the upcoming events. The events will usually be announced in the tournament's announcement channel a month or two before they're set to begin. When announced, there will be a link to the sign-up page for Challonge in the post, as well as being able to find it via my Challonge page, user/Grugger if you prefer, as well as postings in various other places. However, if you do sign up, you will need to join the Discord in order to participate, because that's where all the newest info is, and you'll use that to organize matches with your opponents when the actual event starts. So what about the tournament format? The format for the tournament is a double elimination style bracket where you'll play until you lose twice. There is an upper and a lower bracket that you progress through, and at the end, the winner of the upper bracket will play against the lower bracket winner. If the upper bracket player wins the final set, they will win the tournament. But if the lower bracket player wins, they will reset the bracket to make up for having lost the set earlier, and then the two finals will have to play again, and whoever wins the second set will win the tournament. You can look at the bracket on Challonge to see who you'll be facing each round following the bracket. If you lose a set, then you can look for where you'll end up in the lower bracket by referencing the number of the match and finding that in the bottom bracket. The brackets update automatically during the event, so that by the time you have to play, you'll be able to clearly see who your opponent is in case you're confused by the format. Once you've found an opponent and are ready to go, you'll need to make a lobby in order to play. You can either make a lobby or let your opponent make one for you to join. In order to make a lobby, you'll want to go to mnsw.pro, make sure you're signed in so your opponent and the spectators know who you are. Click on Lobby in the top left, click on Create Game, then set the game up according to the format of the match you're playing, with more on that later. Wait for your opponent to join, and if you're set to play on stream, wait for the spectators to join too. You can also give your opponent a direct link to the game, which may be preferable if there are a lot of games going on. And then make sure your opponent is the only one set to play. They should have a plus next to the name, and nobody else should have one either. If someone else has a plus, ask them to leave. And if multiple players have a plus, be sure to check the max competitors is correctly set to 1 in the game settings before going ahead. Confirm your opponent is ready to go before each match and hit start game when you're both good to go. In order to join a lobby, you want to go to mnsw.pro, make sure you're signed in, click on lobby in the top left, then find your opponent's username in the list of matches going on, or use the link they sent to you. Then let them know when you're ready to start and wait for them to start the match. So the match format is intermediate, first to 4. This is up to top 16. When making your games, you'll need to set up the game according to the format being played. For most of the tournament before top 16, everyone will play the same mode, which will be these settings. It'll be classic mode. Mode will be intermediate with flags. There'll be no guessing. Max competitors set to 1, and then it'll be first to 4 wins. You want to have not co-op, not rated, not private for streaming purposes so we can find your games, and not differential win-loss. Once the game is created, you play out your mnsw.pro games until one player wins 4 times. You can see how many games you and your opponent have won with the little box in the top left of the board during the game next to the timer. Once one player has won one of those, they will be considered winning one match for the round, and you'll play out that same mode again until someone has won twice for the rest of 3. After your round is done, You can go to Challenge and self-report your scores. Once you get to top 16, for the upcoming Chord Cup 6 at least, you will start playing the more advanced best of 5 format with kind of picks. To tell whether your match should be played as a best of 3 or best of 5, you can refer to the blue text below the name of the round. If it says best of 3, keep doing int first to 4, but if it says best of 5, you'll use the format outlined here. To start with, game 1 will always be played with intermediate first to 6, exact same as it is for the rest of 3 rounds, but first to 6 instead of first to 4. After the first match, the loser will get to pick from any of the formats available for the tournament, with no restrictions on what can be picked except that intermediate no flag can only be picked once per player unless both players agree otherwise. The formats you can choose from if you lose are intermediate first to 6, expert first to 2, beginner first to 20, and intermediate first to 6 with no flags. This one you pick once per player regardless of if you win or lose when you choose it. Then you'll continue playing out these matches with the loser picking each time until one player wins 3 times for the best of 5. If you want to change settings on Mnsw.pro, you can go to the options page and change things such as enabling left click chord or increasing the board size. These settings will only affect you and won't apply to any of your opponents, so feel free to set them as you like. If you have more questions, the best thing to do is hop on over to the Discord and ask me or another staff member in the general channel. Otherwise, I think that's about it, so good luck to anyone who decides to play in the Chord Cup, and goodbye.